Bob, what can you say about Ryon Healy's day today?
Yeah, I mean, that's not only is your first hit special, but hit a 3-run homer and then be so impactful as the game went along. It's pretty impressive, and he's making the plays defensively. He's working with Wash every day early on, to try to get better. He definitely has some power. You look at his numbers in the minor leagues. He's got some power, and certainly showed up today big for us.
It had been since April since Sunday had won a game. How important is it for your 25 guys as a whole that this guy starts out with a win in the second half?
Yeah, it's important, but I think just as much, him pitching better. And, the first few innings, ball-strike ratio a little bit, just missing again, and then recovers again and did his best work toward the end of the game, which I was impressed with. So, again, it almost looked like the game in Minnesota, where he looked like might get him through 4, maybe 5, and he ends up having his best inning in the 6th. And that was key, so we could get our 3 guys in the game. But good. I think he's getting back and certainly has a little bit more confidence, getting deeper in games, and it's a good sign for us.
Khris Davis kind of picking up where he left off in the first half. What did you think of his day against that kind of pitcher he's facing?
The ball hit to right center. You could probably, on one hand, that many guys that can hit the ball that far to right field. And it looked like a golf ball. It just kept getting smaller and smaller. You can't really tell a lot of times if he's actually gotten them, and he doesn't need to square him up to hit him out. And to hit him out, that far, it's really impressive. And I know we get a big charge out of it in the dugout.
What did they tell you on the play at the plate with Marcus?
Yeah, that he never got to the plate, so we, challenged the blocking aspect of it. It's out of their hands. They do what New York tells them, so it just looked to me like he didn't give him much of a lane to slide.
What did they tell you afterwards?
You know what I asked, and he said, look, that's one, you're not supposed to be asking for clarification, which he's right. I was just curious to what they say, being that I played the position and I know the blocking portion of it. But, they did it quickly, so they saw something there, obviously, that, that we weren't seeing.
It's been a real short time. I know. What are you learning about Healy's just personality and temperament, the way he's handling things so far?
He's a confident kid. I mean, that was apparent right away. When you bring a guy over from minor league camp to playing big league games, which we did with him a couple times, you could tell that he had some confidence. He wasn't scared. He was excited about being there. But now when you see him, firsthand in a big league uniform, taking these type of at-bats against major league pitching, it's apparent that he's got a lot of confidence in himself.
Bob, when you look at Sonny Gray's career, especially this season, has it been more mental, I guess, some of his difficulties this year on the mound?
You know what? It's probably, there were some physical aspects to it early on when we had him put him on the DL. I think the fact that some of the struggles have probably been the first time he's ever had to struggle, and I think for anybody that with his pedigree, that can be a little bit difficult. So if you're classifying that under the mental part, maybe some, but it looks to me like he's getting his confidence back.
The ball that Healy hit, they said was 66-mile-an-hour knuckleball. Is that, almost maybe even more impressive than hitting like 100-mile-an-hour fastball in some respects?
Ooh, I don't know. That's a tough one. Anytime you score that guy, we've had trouble with that guy in the past, and so 66. I mean, that's a little slower than most of the knuckleballs that he's throwing. I mean, he's throwing them anywhere in the 70s to 80 miles an hour. So, he's just trying to get a good look at it, put a good swing on it. I don't think he was overthinking it, but it was a real good swing.